What's up, everybody? Happy Friday. Hope all you had a great day today. Getting into this episode, I don't blame Curtis for stepping to Jax the way that he did. Because he doesn't want Nina to get hurt like Valentine did. And he wants to make sure that if Jax is helping Nina find her daughter, he wants to make sure that it's on the up and up. Because clearly Valentine was not on the up and up when Curtis helped him. So Curtis is just making sure that we're not having a repeat situation. So I respect that. You know, that's a good friend. So anyway, moving on to the teen scene. This whole situation with these kids is so freaking annoying. Like, wires are being totally crossed right now. So Trina was annoyed with Cameron basically for ignoring her. So he claims that he's been busy working at Kelly's and stuff like that. I'm happy that he got a job at Kelly's because a lot of people who were teenagers on the show pretty much started out at Kelly's Diner, being a waiter or a waitress, so it's pretty dope. That's like a nod to history, so I like that. So basically, Trina wants Cameron's help clearing her father's name. And Cameron basically admitted that he has feelings for her and Jocelyn. So I'm happy that Cameron told her the truth. I'm glad he finally opened up to her about how he's feeling. And Trina basically felt like it was her fault because she's been sending him mixed signals and stuff like that. So basically, Trina wants to know, is there something between the two of them? So she basically pulled him in for a little kiss. And after the kiss, Trina basically decided they should just be friends. And Cameron agreed because he wants to spend his senior year drama-free, living a single life. I don't believe it, though, because I really do like Trina and Cameron together. I really do. I really like Trina and Cameron together. I like the chemistry between them. So hopefully in the future it blossoms into something more. But right now, I like them as friends, too. You know what I mean? Either way, it works for me. So basically, Dev is still plotting to get Cameron out of the picture so he could step on in there. So Jocelyn basically was telling Dev that she and Cameron kissed and then he ignored her and she's unsure about how Cameron feels about her. And Dev basically said if Cameron is avoiding her, then that's her answer, that basically he's not into her. And Dev is basically happy that Cameron is ghosting her, basically, because it makes room for him to slide on in there. Because if Cameron continues to ignore Jocelyn, then that's good for Dev, because then she'll finally get over Cameron and start coming back around his way. And basically, he told Jocelyn to back off Cam or whatever. If he's ghosting you, back off. Dev is a little ass. Like, he really is. I'm like, Dev, go sit down. Like, you had your chance to be with Jocelyn. You chose not to be with her. And now you want her. Because she wants somebody else. Like, typical. Typical. So, basically, Trina tells Jocelyn that Cameron wants to spend his senior year single, drama-free. Cameron tells Dev that he doesn't want Jocelyn to know that he knows about her diary entry. Basically, the fake diary entry that Dev planted. It's just a whole bunch of mixed signals. It's a whole bunch of it. Like, nobody's really effectively communicating with each other. And wires are getting crossed. And Dev is taking advantage of the situation, basically, for his own greed. So anyway, moving on from that. Karli basically went to the gravesite or whatever to get closure from Nell or whatever. And Nina basically told her that there's no point in her being there because she won. Like, why can't that be enough for Karli? You won. Nell's gone. You finally got her out of your life. Like, why isn't that enough for you? So when Karli was talking to the headstone and stuff like that, she imagined a hand reaching out to her. And Karli was fighting with the hand and she knocked over Nell's headstone. So Nina came over and stuff, and Karli talking about, oh, she tripped. Karli was having a whole psychotic episode. Like, you're sitting there pretending that you're having a whole fight with a hand that came up from beyond the grave. Karli need to go see a good shrink. I'm just saying, she need to go have a little appointment with Kevin Collins or something. Like, you need to go do that. Like, seriously. It got bad. Like, Nina had to call Jax to come and get Karli because she was having an episode. Karli need to go see a therapist. Like, this whole situation with Nell is just eating her up. Like, you really need to go get some help, Karli. I'm just saying. So anyway, moving on from that. So Sam went to go talk to Julian or whatever and tell Julian about Alexis drinking again, and Julian offered to help and Sam was happy until Cyrus showed up like the boogeyman. Basically offering money to Julian again. He's offering Julian a boatload of money to buy Charlie's pub, and Julian keeps telling him, no, I'm not interested. So Cyrus, of course, mentioned how he gave Julian an alibi for what happened to Martin Gray. And Julian again tells him, no, I'm good. I'm not selling you my bar. So, of course, Sam comes back to the bar. She sees Cyrus and Julian together again. And now she comes in being a biatch, telling Julian, oh, she takes back asking Julian for help with Alexis and stuff. Sam, you already know why Cyrus is at the bar. Y'all already deciphered that for some reason he wants to buy that bar, and Julian keeps telling him no. So why do you keep thinking Julian's the bad guy? Even though he is at this point, because of all the other shenanigans that he was pulling with Nell before her death and stuff like that. So he is. But it's like, if you really despise Julian, why go to him for help anyway? Like, Alexis is not going to listen to him. She's definitely not listening to Jax at this point. Like, Alexis is drunk off her ass, sitting there sniping at Britt because she's still pissed at Britt for outing her and Neil and causing them to lose their license. I mean, she could be mad at Britt all she want, but at the end of the day, that was her and Neil that did that. Y'all are grown. Y'all did that on your own. But, you know, like I said, if Alexis is not going to listen to Jax, what makes Sam think she's going to listen to Julian? She's not listening to anybody, not even her own children. Because when Jax seen her at the bar and drinking and stuff like that, she offered, told him to come sit, have a drink. Like, Jax looked real concerned for her, as he should. Like, I'm concerned for Alexis. Like, I don't like seeing Alexis like this. I really don't. I mean, it's kind of fun seeing drunk Alexis, especially when she be going off on people and reading them their rights. But it's still sad at the same time. I'm like, damn, she really going through. And nothing really at this point is going to help that woman. I don't know. Like, she just got to go through something, I guess. But you could tell, like, Jax was definitely concerned, as he should be. So, anyway, moving on from that. So, Jordan was talking to Britt about her working with Cyrus and stuff like that. Britt was sitting there talking highly of Cyrus. I'm like, Britt, really? Really? So now she's having this little business meeting with Jax or whatever because she needs help. She needs money to develop a research program for the hospital because she wants to bring the hospital back to its former glory. And Jax was like, okay, so why don't you get some money from Cyrus? She apparently already got funding from Cyrus, but the problem is it's not going to be enough money to keep it going. It's just pretty much seed money, enough money to keep the program going. I mean, enough money to not keep it going, but to start it. She needs Jax's funding to keep it going. So basically, Jax was telling her, like, yeah, at first he was not interested in it because he was pissed about Cyrus firing Monica, and Britt was like, well, I had nothing to do with that. Like, I can't do anything about that. She told me she's trying to channel her inner Monica and help the hospital and stuff. You can never be Monica. Let's keep that clear. Let's make that abundantly clear, Britt. You can never be Monica Quartermain. Not even on your best day. Not even on your worst day. Like, you just couldn't be her. Sorry. So basically, Jax pretty much told her as long as she's doing business with Cyrus, he wants no part of it. And I can't say that I blame him. He doesn't trust Cyrus. He knows Cyrus is dirty, and there's no way he's going to put a boatload of money in it if Cyrus is a part of it. And I can't blame Jax for that. Totally agree. Because Britt does have some blind loyalty to Cyrus, I guess, because he gave her a chief of staff position or whatever. But she trying to sit there and talk about some, she felt like Jax was judging her because of her alliance with Cyrus and because of who her mom is, but he's the brother of Jerry Jax. It don't matter if he's the brother of Jerry Jax. At the end of the day, Jax, as far as we know, has not had any contact with Jerry in years. And she keep talking about, keep telling yourself that. Ain't no keep telling himself that. If he said he ain't talked to his brother, why would he be in cahoots with his brother or talk to his brother? Jax never approved of Jerry's shady dealings, obviously. And I don't really think Jax is judging her for her partnership with Cyrus. He just doesn't agree with it. That's not the same as judging you. He's just saying, like, he knows who Cyrus is and he has no interest in doing business with him as long as you're doing business with him. I don't see an issue with that because that's the same response you would have got out of me. Like, that's a huge risk. And we all know Cyrus is up to something. He up to something dirty in that hospital. We all know it. And I do agree with Sonny. I feel like at some point Cyrus is going to try to run drugs through that hospital. I wouldn't be surprised because that's a gold mine for running drugs. Because he knows that he can't run drugs through Sonny's territory. So what's the best part? Running it through the hospital. He didn't get control of that hospital for no reason. He did it for something illicit. Clearly. I really want to know, like, what's this case that Cyrus is so interested in that he wanted Jordan to get him a 40-year-old case file. 40 years ago. I wonder if that case file from 40 years ago have anything to do with Jason's mother. Because that was around, what, 1982, 1981, somewhere around there? I wonder if it has something to do with that. Like, what is this case file that he wants? Interesting. So anyway, that's pretty much the whole episode. Hit the comment section. Let me know what y'all thought about this episode. I will see y'all all later. Hope you all have a great night. Hope you all have a great weekend. I'll see you all later. Peace.